we heard about it on the news first. I remember the computer, me and my mom were inside and we're calling people, trying to see who's heard anything, and I heard my dad scream on the back porch, and we were like, oh my God. And we run out there and he's crying, and we read the big screen, husband admits to murdering mother and children, and we were like, I don't know, it was awful. It was awful, something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry you guys had to find out that way.
That's awful.
Not what we wanted to have happen.
I know. The way these media people are, it's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Seriously. And
I'm sorry you
right
had to
after
find
we
out that
found
way.
out, family's calling. We're calling family, and this lady Carol calls, Carol McKinley from ABC News. I didn't know. I was like, "Is this Aunt Carol?" And she's like, "Yes." And I talked to her about 30 minutes. I was like, "Oh my God, can you believe this?" And crying to her. And towards the end of the conversation, she says something. I was like, "Who's this?" She was like, "Oh, this is Carol such and such." And I was like, "Are you for real? You let me, what a piece of shit."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, you're not releasing any of these things I'm telling you, right?" She's like, "No, not unless you give me access, whatever."
Consent.
Yeah, and I was like, "Hell no, especially since you took it from without me knowing."
Right.
That's just wrong. I was so mad. And ever since then, every time I answer my phone, I'm like, "Who the hell is this?"
Yeah.
Even I got their number saved.
Right.
It's crazy. People are fucked up.
Yeah,
They really are.
terrible.
People creating fake accounts for like I said with the Chris thing and.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I mean, we're sitting there. I'm watching the video of this Cortex. We didn't really get to see it, and all of a sudden it says Chris Watts sent you a friend request. I'm like, why send it to me?
Yeah.
Send it to some other schmuck.
Yeah.
It's like I was bad enough to see his face all over the internet and all over TV. It's like your family went from normal life to this nightmare, circus. Cameras everywhere, lights everywhere, people texting, calling, and everyone's been so nice. It's like I don't deserve it. I feel like I don't. It's not for me. It's for her and the kids. "Oh, I'm so sorry. Here's this. Here's some money." I'm like, "No, please. I don't feel worthy. I'd do anything to have them back.
Yeah.
If I can give everything back to them, I would. But I don't know. Seeing him today and watching him in a video, I feel bad for him. I do.
Yeah.
I really do. I can't help it. I know what he did to my sister, and then when I saw her house the other day, I saw a garage, knowing that was where they dead bodies left. It ate me up. But seeing him and watching him today, I was just, watching the video when I got the Chris Watts thing, it was like, I still feel bad for him. I have a heart in my chest, I do. And we loved the guy. We did. He was my brother. And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
They never fought, never did anything, never argued. Even Shanann, when I was there, when I moved out there, she was like, "Can you tell him to be a little bit of an asshole? He'd come down, call me a bitch or something,
Yeah.
And it's just one of those yes man, he was in love with her. That's why he was in love. He was like obsessed, and I think maybe he probably had in his head, if I can't have you, no one will, and he either did that, and the kids had to have seen. I don't ever see any other way of why he would do that.
Yeah.
At all. I really don't. But there's no doubt in my mind my sister would never, ever, ever hurt some children. She found pistachios in my room and she went off on me. She's like, "What are you thinking?" That's the worst nut she could be around. And I was like, "I'm sorry, I've been here for like months. I don't know. I'm sorry." They're on my shelf. And she's like, "If you know CC, she can get to them." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry." So I went through my room, made sure everything was, everything, chocolate, whatever. And she's very protective. And she was all over them. And I don't know. She loves her kids. Loved her more than anything in this world. She wasn't even supposed to have kids. She had lupus. They told her she would never have kids. She almost had endometriosis when she was young. She had so many scares, and that's all she ever wanted was kids. Every time she seen a kid, she'd always hold one and walk around the house. She'd babysit them. I don't know. I have the picture she's got with kids on her hips, all growing up. She just wanted to be a mom, and once she found out she was pregnant, it was crazy. Everyone's freaking out. I couldn't believe it, and And then my parents, they all flew out. I wish I could have came, but that's when I ended up moving out here. And then they found out about Cece, and I was like, this is crazy, you know. And then she found out she was pregnant again. I was like, oh boy, this is a boy this time. I know it. I had a feeling. My mom did that little test with the needle and the string.
Yeah.
And it said boy. And I was like,
Really?
oh, this is gonna be cool. You know, I was so excited, because you know, you got fun with your nieces and stuff all you want.
Right.
But boy, you can go fishing. I mean, I could do that with girls, but you know what I mean. It's
Right.
like
No, I understand.
boy things.
Yeah.
You know.
Shanann had set it up because I was out here for that week, and she wanted to come to visit everybody. It went from a week, then it went to 2 weeks. She says, "No, let me do it 6 weeks." She's been the summer, so she set it up so she could have the air flight with me, so we can come back together. So she wouldn't try to put 2 little kids on an airplane by
Right.
herself. And when I had them, since I'm gonna go to the bathroom or whatever, they were great. Then all of a sudden they're looking for mommy, so they take off. I was being like an O.J. Simpson going through the airports chasing these 2 little kids. And I caught them, and they were at the bathroom, and Bella was just like screaming like on top of her lungs like somebody was trying to steal her. I'm like, Bella, your mother's coming. And I'm holding them, and right in the middle of an airport. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be arrested here for these 2 little kids screaming for their
Right.
mother. And I was like right in front of the women's room, so I'm like sitting down. I wasn't about to try to pick them up and carry. And I'm like, these kids are like there to get me arrested and everything else. I'm like, you know. And when they came back to the house, they did the same thing with Chris. And now that I look at things and see what happened. Why he may have done something like this. Maybe he just got tired of hearing his kids cry for mommy all the time and not him. And always, mommy disappeared, they're flying to her and not to him. And, you know, maybe he had a little bit of a resentment in him. I don't know, but kids always go to their mother.
Yeah.
You know, they always go, mommy, 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 go. I say go. Go see your mommy. You want to go? Go. You know, I'm better off. So things like that, you know, after this fact here, it's just, well, is this something that could have happened? When I left them at the airport to come back home, I left them, you know, I was going down the escalator, and Celeste comes flying to the escalator. I go flying back up, but I don't need this little kid coming on his escalator. And it was just, oh, give me a kiss and kiss and kiss and kiss and kiss. And they all came over to the elevator, and they're all blowing these kisses to me. And Chris's father was very close with the kids from what I can see all the time. Sometimes me and him be on a text message. She put a picture up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and me and him be like, you know, beautiful, love it. And it seemed like me and him were like in competition to see which way we went with
Right.
the picture, you know? And, you know, so, but Chris and his parents they're different than I'll say from us. I mean, it seems as though we have heart and feelings, and sometimes you see them and some stuff didn't bother them. Now that could be just the way they're brought up. I have, you know, people are brought up all different ways. But I feel that also Chris may have thought that if something did happen just to Shanann, he knew it would happen to him, but maybe he knew that, hey, no, these kids are not going to her parents. So these things run through my head, you know, in thinking of what maybe he was thinking of, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is it normal for them to come out for that long during the summer?
No, this was the first time Shanann did it.
Okay.
Because she knew that she was going to be pregnant and that she wouldn't be able to come, you know, start flying. And she figured that if she came out, she'd be able to spend time with us and his family.
Okay.
So that everybody could see the kids for the summer and do whatever, you know, we could do. We all were planning on like going to the beach at the end of because Chris was coming out the last week. And we were all planning his family and everybody, you know, go to the beach and everybody have a good time. So no, they never come out that long. because she called me up and she said, Dad, I'm gonna come out for the summer, come out for, in the summertime and spend some time with you guys, because, we always come out here to watch the kids. Me and the wife always come out and take time. We take our vacations to come out here and watch the kids while they go on their vacations, because the company pays for everything. So we'd come out, okay, yeah, great, because we get to spend time with the kids. So one of us come out here. So it wasn't, this was totally, different. Like she said, I'll come out for 2 weeks. I said, okay, no problem. And then she called me back, says, well, maybe I'll come out for a little longer. I said, can you handle being with your mother longer? Well, I'll just have to try to work that out. I said, okay. Because they're, my wife always says, my kids don't take after me. I said, oh, your daughter is, you guys, and me and my son are the same way. It's like butt heads all the time.
Right.
Now, it could be the simplest thing, and we're just butting heads. So it's not like they fought. It was just, they just butt heads. And I said, well, if you can handle it, then fine. And then she said, okay. And then she called me back and said, well, Mom's birthday's coming up too, and maybe we'll just stay out there for a little longer and just spend, I'll go stay here with you and then go by Chris's family, and we go back and forth. No problem. So it was nothing. That was the first time it happened, and I guess it gave him time to think about what he's going to do. I don't think this was a spur of the moment thing.
Why are you saying that?
Well, because stuff don't add up. Why would you move the car out of the garage? Supposedly we're here and you have a girlfriend. You pretty much knew where to take them. I don't know why you would take them to your job. There's plenty of places out in Colorado. I drove for Lowe's out here, and I went to the mountains, and there's some canyons out there that I don't think anybody be found.
Right.
It just doesn't add up the way it happened, And the thing is, it's just, you taking the car out of the garage and doing these different things that you never ever do.
So when did that happen? When did he take the car out of the garage? Do you know?
I don't know the days.
Okay.
Nate would know if you need to speak to him. He'd probably be able to give you a better idea, but I know he said, yeah, it was like a few weeks he was gone, and he pulls the car out and not parks it across the street, but parks it down the street. Like, why would you do that? And my daughter got the Lexus through the company. They make a certain amount of money, and then they give you money to go out. It's like a Lexus, Mercedes, Audi. You got to get all these big expensive cars. And so she hit her thing, and they give her you go out and you get your car, and then they send you, I think they were saying she gets like $800 a month for the car. So they pay for the car, plus you get your money and everything else. And but why would he park his car? And I was sitting there when Shanann called him up that night before he was coming. She said, why don't you call an Uber to make sure you get a ride to the airport? Because this airport's expensive as hell to pay for. And he said, all right, I'll do that. And then he came out and he said, no, I forgot to get an Uber. I left the car out at the airport. And she was like, you left my car outside. And then she heard you guys had that hailstorm, and she was like, oh my God, what are you doing, Chris? Better not go back and find it damaged. And we were driving home, I was driving him up there, and I said, Chris, I hope that car ain't damaged, buddy. He said, yeah, I'll just go out there and get it and just make the phone call and make the claim and not go back. I was like, it's a good idea. The things that he was doing prior to that I'm hearing doesn't add up to him just on a spur of the moment doing something.
Yeah. So it'd definitely be...
My daughter, even though she was 15 months pregnant, is a fighter. She has legs on her to throw you across this room. And if he did do something, he did this, I still say he did this while she was sleeping.
Part of the second week, the next 4 weeks. No contact with her, got 2 grandkids, one of those 2 grandkids. They're 30 miles away. And we planned on going down to the beach with them and everything else, and a big cookout at my daughter's house and everything. all that got blowed out. And when we did go to the beach, we was at Myrtle Beach, and there was at Norfolk Beach, 5 miles apart, still couldn't see them. And I said, well, okay, that's good. And I mean, there's no scenario the same time was going on. Well, my mother's in a rehab center. She's like 93 years old, and then Dad went up there and see her on her birthday, and then we went to have a birthday party with her. And when they got back from the beach, I think it was on that Monday, they went to see her, and Chris told me, said that he wanted to come see us before he left, because he hadn't seen us the whole week he'd been down there, he'd been with them. So I went and picked them up, and at the rehab center, where my mother was staying at, and Shanann and all them when we left, they left them there for me to go pick up. So, you know, out in the house, had a couple beers, go down some steaks and stuff. My daughter come over, and my son-in-law, my other grandkids come over and stuff. And about 8:30, 9 o'clock, I said, well, we'll take this, and we'll just text her, just you can bring it back in the morning, you know, it's too late to be running all the way back up to something miles now. He texted her, no, you're not, just like, I'm going to get your ass right now, you ain't staying there. So, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I had to take him back some time, because she demanded to ask me back there. She said, I need the help getting stuff ready to go back on the trip. And this was already 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. What are you going to do that night that you can't do the next morning when a flight don't leave at 7 o'clock that night, the next night?
Well, so the question I was just going to ask, so when she went back to her parents' house, did Chris stay with you guys? Or did he go with her back to that?
No, the only time Chris was down there was last week.
Oh, so this was prior to that?
Yeah.
Prior to last week?
That was the last week, which we lost our son again, because the whole time that, when that last thing happened, we didn't have no contact with either one of them for the next, 3, 4 weeks, whatever it was, till he come down.
And then when he came down, did they come visit again at your house?
No, she wouldn't come in. She wouldn't have the kids to our house.
And did Chris stay with you guys for that week? Or he went there?
He went to stay with her parents.
Okay.
So that's what she wanted.
Yeah. So do you think that she has a controlling personality?
Very, very
controlling. Okay.
But my wife said she's like a narcissist, and something else she called her. I can't remember what the other name was she uses sometimes. That's what she says, she has a narcissist personality, what she said. Sometimes I'll be too bipolar, he says, she goes from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. I mean, it's totally.
Would you say she's volatile, or she can get angry quickly?
Well, I have never seen that side of her, but every time I seen my wife, my wife said she was screaming at her. Screaming. And I said, you're trying to kill my dad, Carl. I said, my dad. I said, you actually believe that? He said, no, you see the videos of that, she loves the kids. She never do nothing hurt on the kids.
Okay. Did you ever see her and Chris fighting? They ever yelling and screaming at each other, or no?
Never saw that.
Okay.
Anytime we visited or FaceTime, that's the first time they've been out in North Carolina in years. Come up here, it's a lot cheaper for us to come up here than all of them to come down here.
Sure. Any indication of violence between them? Anybody, did she ever hit him? Did he ever hit her? Any kind of, anywhere it got physical?
No, I never known Chris to be pistol at all, besides when he played football back when he was in the Pee Wee League. He was middle linebacker back then.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so when he comes and he visits, he winds up staying up with them, and you guys don't see each other for that last week, but do you see Chris?
We see Chris last night before they left.
Last night. Okay. Does he come with the kids, or just by
No,
himself?
just by himself. So she won't let the kids come over. That's when they said they went to see my mother, which is in a rehab center, which is like 7 or 8 miles from my house. Because he said he wanted to see us, he knew we left. But they got to see us all that time, the whole week down there.
Gotcha. So then, do they fly back to Colorado together?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that's around the 9th or 10th, something like that?
Somewhere in there, because she flew out, because I think he went back to work on that Wednesday and Thursday. No, I think she flew out on Friday, if I'm mistaken. And come back that Monday. Like 1 or 2 o'clock more, I think, when her flight come back.
And then when they come back here, you think she's here for a day or two, and then she goes on that trip to Arizona?
Yeah.
And she didn't take the kids with her on that trip, right?
No, she'll never take kids with her.
Never take. And then, so Christy working, is there a babysitter, somebody else? Do you have
No,
any
they're in the daycare.
daycare?